All right, cool. Hey, everybody. So today is January 10th, uh, Wednesday. It's a weekly release team meeting. Quick reminder that we follow the CNCF code of conduct, basically, which, excuse me, basically boils down to respecting one another and treating others how you'd like to be treated. Cool. Yeah, so great. Let's start out with the PSA. Yeah, we have our first patch release cut, which is next week on Tuesday, same time as this meeting. It's at 12:30 Eastern. And I think I linked the doc in last week's meetings about kind of the tests that are going to be kind of associated with that meeting. Usually runs, hopefully, knock on wood, all goes well, a little under 90 minutes. If it, if we kind of have things go well and people need to drop off, that's totally fine. I'll be kind of the primary person to be running things from the release team lead side of things. And yeah, so that's a quick PSA. I'll leave kind of any detailed discussion about that for a little bit later. We don't have too many discussion topics, so feel free to throw anything else on there that you want to talk about. They're all from me at this point. This popped up today. Just wanted to give people a heads up. I think there's really anything for us to do about it in the moment, but essentially, Fabrizio is proposing adding an additional patch release to the cycle, which kind of coincides with the Kubernetes version bumps, which I think would make sense. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Let me know if you have any thoughts. It seems like we have some of the maintainers already kind of agreeing with this, so I imagine that'll get pushed through. So probably won't be in effect. Obviously, won't be in effect for this cycle, but just on the horizon for the next release cycle. And the other thing that I had, well, I guess I can stop there and see if anybody has questions. Yeah, looks like we're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then I just wanted to do a check-in kind of from the comm side, the CI side, and just kind of open it up to everyone on the call or anyone on the team who's watching this recording. If you have any questions or concerns about the release for next week, we can take a quick look at kind of the release, the CI signal. To me, it doesn't look like anything too much has changed since last week when we were mostly green. Does anybody on the CI team want to confirm that for me?
Yeah, hello. I can confirm on behalf of Adil. So we do not have any other new flakes. So that's all same flakes. So yeah, that's the update, and uh, we are investigating those flakes, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I took a look at those issues. It doesn't look like there's anything on these kind of sort of longer term flakes. Looks like the last updates we have on the issues themselves are back in November. I'm not sure if there's anything else going on that is happening outside the issues or if they're just still in progress. That was a question to you, Sanat. I'm not sure if you're the person who would know about that.
Uh, I think I cannot answer that, but I can check it later and post it on the chat.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. And then I see Willie, you're on the call. Do you have any topics or concerns, questions for next week, or just kind of anything in general from the comp side?
Not
Oh, sorry, go
not
ahead.
particularly. Okay. I think you were still talking to me. So yeah, sorry, I will wait now.
No worries. That was directed towards Willie.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't think there are any updates from my end. We just assigned all the tasks to all the team members, so everyone is working on something. I think we have more members than tasks, so and not everyone's got everything, but yeah, everyone knows about the responsibilities, and we'll try to keep up with weekly PR updates. I'm just wondering if there's anything I should be aware of on my end before the release, besides just looking through the docs and seeing what's there.
No, nothing comes to mind immediately. I believe last cycle, the kind of cadence that we had was uh Guillermo would generally have the PRs cut like the day prior to the patch release, and then we would kind of just update them if anything came up in between. Does that work for you this time around?
Yeah, I could take care of that.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it for my end. I'll take another run through the comm specific tasks and see if there's anything else that we should be kind of aware of. But yeah, that's kind of the only thing that comes to mind for me.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Willie. All right, great. So I guess the other thing we take a look at, and I checked this recently, so I think we're good on the day of the release, is look at security scans to make sure we're not publishing anything that has known vulnerabilities. So we have been green, which is good. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the discussion topics. If nobody else has anything, we can just take a quick look at the improvement task board, but I'll stop for a sec to see if there's any other points that people want to bring up.
There was one task. So, hi, first of all. So, I had a question regarding one of the tasks in what's this view called? So, where all the release tasks are listed. I'm sure you have the view. So, there's a task to improve K-test triad. So, task number 9851. Is someone working on it? Because I think I'm going to. So I would want to work with someone who has more rights because it involves some GitHub token which can directly create these bugs. Or is someone already looking into this?
There was a note from the last release cycle that Sunat, who was interested in working on this.
Yeah, I was it was assigned to me, but my area of expertise was not a little bit enough for that. So I think it would be fine. You can take that over.
I would
That would be
also have
great,
to
actually.
research. So I was talking to an expert in my team, so he knows a lot about creation of bugs directly. If if an issue is created here, so it would be a good task for me to pick up. But if you want, we can also work on it together.
So
Yeah, sure. We can think later then.
Okay.
can you just repeat the question or concern you had about token?
So the first question was if someone is already working on it, and the second question was, does someone have prior experience creating bugs? So I know one way, but I want someone who is a more kind of an expert in this so that we can share ideas and work on it together.
Gotcha. I don't in particular, but I see Nawaz's hand gone up.
There's one hand raised. Yeah.
Yeah, Aditya. So, I mean, would it help if you raise a PR and maybe we could discuss off of it? Because there was one tool I had worked on which basically created issues across a couple of repos. So, I mean, if you have any idea of maybe a proposal or anything of that sort, maybe a draft PR, you could bring it up and we could bounce our ideas off there.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, nice. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Thanks for helping out, Nawaz. Cool. Any other impromptu topics people want to cover? Anybody have specific issues they're working on they'd like input from the team on or anything along those lines? Okay, cool. We can just take a look at the board really quick. So I have these ordered by priority right now. I guess the only one that hasn't been officially assigned is this CI conversation. And I think Nawaz, we had gone back and forth on this a little bit. Did you have any update on this?
Not really, but then still trying to find some bandwidth on getting back to this. But then
Sure.
I guess this would involve working with the CI team as well. Adil, I'd love to have a conversation with Adil as well on this,
Okay.
since we could carry over some experience from the last release cycle.
Yeah, yeah, I think that totally makes sense. Yeah.
But I can totally bring up a draft PR and then we can have a discussion on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there's a lot there's a lot in this kind of related thread, so it seems like people do have thoughts on here. I was kind of going back through this thread and I thought Cecile had an interesting point here, which is essentially that Kubernetes had split the teams to be more kind of specific, and then they kind of reverse that and they're going with something they're now coining release signal. Which seems to just encompass the previous roles to the team, which actually brings them, I think, closer to what we're currently doing. But yeah, that sounds good if you want to touch base with the deal and see kind of what thoughts, like, this is pretty vague right now, so I'm not really sure, which pieces we want to clarify a bit. But yeah, that sounds great. Thanks for looking at that. So yeah, that covers all the important soon tasks. Everything in priority long term has been assigned. We have some backlog tasks and some no priority tasks. So those are still open. Actually, this one's in progress. So we really only have kind of 3 unaccounted for. So if anybody has extra bandwidth, feel free to take a look at those that are unassigned. Oh, and we actually already discussed this one too. So it's really only 2 issues, which is great. That means we're making good progress, and a lot of these are getting eyes. So thanks everybody for your help on those. Cool. So kind of, I guess, to work towards wrapping, I think we're in a pretty good place for the first patch release of this cycle, which is exciting. Feel free to throw a message in Slack or anything and tag the group if you have any other items that come up. And otherwise, I think we can go ahead and stop there. Oh, Nawaz, I see your hands up.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt about this. I was just looking at the test grid and looks like the dual stack errors are still on. Not sure if CI team has observed it or has any idea of what's happening there. It's still quite flaky.
Yeah, we talked about this a bit. I think you might have joined a few minutes late, or you had connectivity issues. So yeah, I brought those
Sorry
up
about that.
No, all good. I brought them up last week. That one I believe is being tracked here, and Sunat is going to touch base with the deal and see if we have any updates, because it looks like, yeah, the issue has a comment from November, but nothing else since then. So yeah, they're kind of in progress, I guess, is the short version of that. Yeah, cool. Anybody else have any other items they want to bring up before we wrap up here? Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Thanks. Yeah, thanks everybody for your time. And if you're in the community meeting, I'll see you in a bit. If not, I will see you on Tuesday of next week. Thanks. See you later.